What's up, recruiter? Aw, man. You mean the torrential rains outside and the strong winds knocking over trees? It's gonna cancel this month's commander's call? Dang. And so, just to confirm, I won't have to rush 30 minutes across town to a recruiting station, which of course follows a 9-hour work shift. Totally fine, don't worry. All just to do sit-ups, push-ups, and a run and get sweaty and nasty and look stupid because I swear I'm the only one who's not able to do these things. On top of not even having a job yet. Dang. Yep. Super sucky that I don't get to do that, but I look forward to next month, okay, sir? Okay. See you later. What's up, my future Air Force generals and chiefs? Before we get into this week's video, I want to do a quick introduction for all of my new friends who are joining me for the first time. My name is Michael Inman, and I'm an airman in the United States Air Force. This channel is all about giving you an inside scoop on what life in the military is like, and of course, what life in the Air Force is like. I upload a video every Monday, and if you're someone who has ever thought about joining the Air Force, then definitely Hulk smash the subscribe button. It should be my picture right there to my left. And after you do that, hit the notification bell and select all so that you're one of the first people to get a notification when I upload a brand new video. But let's get into it. So, you guys know that I like to start almost all my videos with context. So, let's get into it. What is DEP? DEP means the Delayed Entry Program. The Delayed Entry Program comes after you have sworn in to the inactive reserves, which is what you do after you go to MEPS the first time. You are swearing in to pretty much be a reservist prior to becoming an active duty soldier at the second MEPS, when you go to basic training. But of course, this stage that happens after MEPS the first time, where you have sworn in to become an inactive reserve member, and it comes before you going to MEPS again and you actually shipping off to basic. So it's that kind of middle ground, and they called it, English, and they call it the Delayed Entry Program. So DEP is pretty much designed to make sure that you maintain your eligibility after MEPS 1 before you go to MEPS 2. And that just means the first time you go to MEPS and the second time you go to MEPS. During that window, which we're going to get into, can span anywhere from 2 months to pretty much up to a year. That all is a lot of time for things to totally crumble physiologically. So, the main job of the recruiter is to make sure that you, of course, it's on your shoulders as well to do this, but the recruiter is making sure that you are maintaining eligibility during that window, however long it lasts. And that, of course, it kind of applies to being academically eligible, but you don't have to retake the ASVAB, clearly. Physically eligible, which mainly people think about it of staying within the weight limit. So if they're really close to the upper limit, making sure that they stay below it. And if they're really close to the lower limit, making sure that they are eating lots of cookies and cakes or whatever the actually recommended food is to stay above the minimum weight. And also, of course, it means staying legally eligible. So maybe try really hard not to get arrested during the DEP wait. Also, during the DEP period, you are going to be learning a little about Talat. And so that's just kind of going to be something that, however frequently that your DEP team meets, you are going to start getting introduced to, let's say, the Airman's Creed. Of course, you'll start learning what attention and parade rest and other kind of standing movements are. Additionally, you'll be learning ranks. And also, during the DEP meetings, you are going to get to have the opportunity, usually, depending on what your recruiter would like to do, but almost all of you guys will get to have a workout experience at the DEP calls, in which you, of course, focus on runs, push-ups, and sit-ups, because those are the 3 things that make up your annual PT appraisal in the Air Force. Now, as you've kind of heard based on the words I've chosen, I think that most DEP calls happen every month, but that also is at the discretion of your recruiter. Finally, the last thing to kind of touch upon there are kind of 6 ways that depth can go in regards to how long you might have to wait. Here they are. First, if you go in open contract, yes, your depth length should be shorter than most other people's, because there's more jobs coming down the pipeline that you are eligible for because you have an open eligibility. So when I say open contract, as you know, or you will know from one of my other videos, it really means open aptitude. But you should, get out there a little quicker. Next, we have the 8-month average. Now, I don't know if this is totally true, but I think based on other YouTubers and of course looking on Reddit, 8 months is kind of the worst case average. Out of people who had a really long wait, around 8 months was normal. I haven't heard too many of the 9-10 months, but of course there's people who left pretty quickly that are clearly under 8 months. But if you're gonna have an unfortunate kind of worst thing to plan for, if you wanna be what's the worst case scenario that I should plan for, as in I shouldn't be here longer than X on average. I really shouldn't. 8 months is a good baseline, and just hope and pray, if it's your thing, to be more in the 2 to 4 month period. Next, we have if you are in an in-demand job. That also will clearly make your wait a lot shorter, so that's a factor. Next, we have the last minute swap. That is when you get a call out of the blue and your recruiter's like, yo, John was supposed to leave for basic training tomorrow. Are you available to leave tomorrow? I laugh because I probably would have said yes, but it just blows my mind because I'm a planner, so I would have been like, oh my God, Jesus, I need to go to Walmart. Next, we have the 1-year expiration date, which is, I don't think you're allowed to stay in depth for more than a year. Maybe you have to recreate your preference list. I think you time out, it's not pause, well, thanks for trying to join. So I think that's an option. And then last but not least is, this is not verified, but I've heard through whispers that during 2020, that situation, the current situation when this video was being shot, during 2020, they're doing something more once you get a job, go. There is no, we'll be waiting, and then when you get a job, if you get a job in July, your ship date will be August 14th. No. Once a job comes down the pipeline for anyone waiting for a job, you by default leave a week later. So those are the 6 kind of ways or factors that depth could be affected or that depth could look. Keep them into consideration. Try to figure out which is your situation, and that should indicate possibly how long this might be. But regardless, finally, let's get into the very, very late depth tag that should have happened a while ago. So, first and foremost, name, age, height. So my name, Michael Inman, as you can tell from the title of the channel. My age, I am 25. I am a 25-year-old. I had to think about it because I just turned 25. And then my height, I am 6'3". I like to say 6'4" because I feel like I'm that tall, but I'm really 6'3". Actually, I think my mother would argue I'm 6'2", 8". But the point is I'm 6'3", and on top of that, I'm very, very lean and tall. So, well, I'm skinny. I'm a skinny kid. For all my skinny kids out there, we push through. So since I'm skinny and I'm 6'3", people perceive me to be like a tower. They're like, are you 6'4"? How tall are you? You're super high up there. The point is I'm 6'3". We'll go with 6'3", but I look very, very tall when walking around base. Next, where are you shipping out from? Now I'm gonna have to keep fixing the tense of this question because I'm a little late, guys. So where did I ship out from? I shipped out from Brooklyn, New York. From Brooklyn, New York MEPS. So next, I active, reserve, or National Guard. I did active duty. If you're trying to decide between active, reserve, or National Guard, definitely check out my video that talks about that, because there are different pros and cons and definitions for each of those three. Next, so what were your parents' reaction? To be honest, guys, that is its own video. I don't want to get into it in this one, because one, I guess it's kind of funny, and two, I might as well talk about my friends' reactions too, all in one video, because they were pretty consistent, and I still think it's funny to this day. It's fine. So, next, question 5. When was your DEP date? Zero clue. I don't know. Who writes that down? Whatever. And then when was my ship date? So my ship date was, what is it? My ship date was December 18th. Yes, December 18th. And I was going in as a rank of Airman First Class, because I had already completed my degree prior to walking into the recruiter's office. The next question, something memorable that happened while I was at MEPS. So I talked about going to MEPS in, I think, my video last week or the week before. I don't really remember, but in that video, I would say the most memorable thing from MEPS the first time for me, being told to stop clicking the button for the listening test. I was going for it. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, who declare, I don't know, ha, 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 ha. And then the machine said, you are clicking when we've not even given you a beep. There's been no beep. It's not that you can't hear one. We didn't even produce one for you. Comment now. So that was super funny, because I just felt salty. The best and worst part about DEP. It was really cool meeting other future airmen. And then the worst part was, seeing people leave before you. Not to be a bitter, but, and of course when I left, I was doing it too. And it's just a part of the cycle, but I don't know, it wasn't like bad because you're happy for them. You're happy that they get to start theirs because you're clearly gonna start yours later. But just seeing people disappear from your monthly commander's calls really hit some type of way. Oh, I don't think I mentioned, but a commander's call is what you call the meeting when you're in DEP. So when your recruiter calls you guys in once a month, it's called a commander's call. I think you know that, but now you definitely know that. Something that you'll miss at boot camp, or for me, something that I missed at boot camp. I would say it's the calm before the storm. Like, I missed the calm, the serenity, I guess, of life before the 2.5 months in boot camp, because what y'all don't know is, I mean, you hear about it on the girl side, of course, because that's, I guess, culture. You hear about how dramatic living with 50 to 60 females can be. And of course, we are trained to expect that, right? But y'all, the drama did not hide itself in a room or in a barracks with 50 to 60 men. Like, there was, I don't know if there's equal drama because you can't compare, but the drama was a lot. And so I missed not being in the middle of all that when I went to basic. Like, when I went to basic, I reflected on my time prior to basic training, being like, wow, it's crazy that like a month ago I was in a world in which I wasn't constantly monitoring who's in whose clique, who's mad at who secretly hates who's wishing someone didn't do well. I don't know. It was a lot. Who's mad at who because they're not doing their details or their chores correctly. It was just a lot of things to be monitoring because you always want to know the lay of the land, right? And I thought it was funny. Anywho. Next, what were you looking forward to prior to basic training. I was looking forward to, again, I know I'm so basic and redundant, but I was looking forward to meeting other airmen. I'm sorry, I just really like the concept of meeting other people. I'm very social, guys, so it was cool to be like, oh my God, we're all airmen, or we will be soon if we graduate. Yay! And finally, how did I prepare for boot camp? So, I planned to work out, I planned to do push-ups, I planned to go to the gym a couple times. And I think I went twice. In 4 months, I think I went twice. So, that was a mistake. I definitely recommend you guys start working out before. And also, learn the ranks, because it's just gonna save you just a little bit of time. Because it's more tedious to learn it while at basic training, because there's just a lot going on. But yeah. I planned to do all those things in advance of basic training and didn't do much, but at least I planned for it. First and foremost, I want you to take away from this video that DEP can take a long time. Like we said, mentally prepare yourself for 8 months, y'all. This is the Air Force. Everyone wants to get in, supposedly. Not necessarily, actually, but that's what we like to believe, okay? So it can take a long time, but just take that time to invest in yourself, prepare for the journey, and that of course just means learning a little about a lot of things. So rank, the creed, just learn a little. Do not stress yourself out because you literally are gonna go to basic training and be taught all of this, but you know, to study here and there, just to pass the time, why not put yourself ahead? Next, of course, do physical training, because you don't want to be salty like me when you go there the first week and get slapped in the face. Not literally, but pretty darn hard figuratively. So yeah, so just learn a little about a lot, you know, get yourself in shape, and once again, it's a cool way to meet people, but the main takeaway is it's going to take a while. Be patient, keep doing your thing that you were doing prior to even joining the Air Force, and know that your life is about to change dramatically when you do get the call. So everyone, definitely in the comment section below, drop when you are leaving for basic training. Now I think you only get about a week or 2 week heads up these days, but let people know so hopefully other airmen or other future airmen can connect with you prior to you leaving. Also, for all of my future Air Force generals and chiefs watching the video, if you would like to, create your own DEP tag video and come back to this one and put in the comment section when you do. And I am personally excited to check out what you have to say and of course, throw that like your way. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did like this video, demolish the like button and of course, click that face to my left if you'd like to see future videos. If you've already watched a few of my videos, then maybe hit the subscribe button right now so you don't forget. Thank you guys so much for supporting, and I can't wait to see you next Monday. Have a great rest of your week, and over and out.